Welcome back to Euro Football Daily for this week's edition of Euro Transfer Talk. We have a bumper show lined up for you today filled with all the biggest rumours concerning the continent's brightest talents. So let's jump straight into it. We kick off today in Turin where Andrea Agnelli has some massive decisions to make. Despite finding themselves 10 points behind Inter Milan with 11 games to go, and out of the Champions League before the quarter-final stage for the second consecutive season, it appears that the hierarchy are going to stick with rookie coach Andrea Pirlo. But according to the Daily Mail, the club's losses during COVID-19 total over €115 million, and they'll be forced to offload some of their stars this summer. The report claims that the names in the frame are none other than Alex Sandro, Aaron Ramsey and Paulo Dybala, who have started just 30 Serie A games between them this campaign. 30-year-old Alex Sandro, playing his 6th season as an old lady player, has had a campaign to forget, missing 18 games with injury. Pirlo's reportedly keen to bring in Atalanta's flying wingback Robin Gosens as his long-term replacement, with the 26-year-old German contributing an exceptional 14 league goals this term, a figure topped only by Ronaldo and Morata in Juve's squad. As we covered last week, Aaron Ramsey's potential departure is really no surprise, with the 30-year-old struggling to establish himself as a regular, having been signed by Max Allegri in February 2019, only to arrive with the Italian already out the door. Of the three, Paulo Dybala's potential exit is definitely the biggest shock, but having missed 21 games with injury this term, he's played under 650 league minutes, 20th in Pirlo's squad. The Daily Mail claims that Arsenal would consider a move for the former Palermo man if they can't land Odegaard, whilst Football Italia claims he could be used in swap deals to land Isco, Paul Pogba or Ousmane Dembele. If these three leave, it will surely mean that Juve can afford to keep Cristiano Ronaldo on his monster €32 million per year wages. But is swapping three players, including a 27-year-old Dybala, for a 36-year-old Ronaldo the right call? Let us know in the comments below. Next we head over to Barcelona where Sport claim the club are looking to finalise new deals for three first-team players, Mingueza, Moriba and Ousmane Dembele. That would be rich reward for Mingueza and Moriba, who have established themselves as first-team regulars under Koeman this campaign, and Ousmane Dembele, who is in the form of his Barcelona career at the moment. The 23-year-old Frenchman has 3 goals in his last 6 games for the club, playing in a new central role, and finally looks to be getting back to the sort of form that encouraged the club to spend €105 million on him in August 2017. According to Sport, the potential stumbling block for Dembele's new deal is the former Rennes player's wage demands, with the 23-cap Frenchman looking to increase his reported €250,000 per week wage. This could prove problematic with the club's finances in a fairly dire position, and their wage bill already the highest of any sports team in the world. If a new deal can't be struck, Barcelona may be forced into selling the flying winger, with his contract set to expire in June 2022. If that is the case, Man United will no doubt enter the fray. Sport claims that United were hours away from completing the loan signing of Dembele last summer, only for the deal to break down because Barcelona wanted him to sign a 1-year extension to his deal before leaving. But the Red Devils still retain an interest in the player and have reportedly kept in touch with his entourage, with an eye to potentially putting in a bid for him when the market opens. They'll no doubt be watching Dembele's contract talks very keenly in the next few weeks. If there is any opening, we expect a bid of around €70 million, given the state of Barcelona's finances, and Dembele's contract should be enough to land him this summer. But if you were Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is a right winger your number one priority, or would you target a centre-back, defensive midfielder, or maybe even a number 9 instead? Let us know your thoughts down below. Before I go any further, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Euro Football Daily and hit that notification bell to never miss one of our brilliant transfer talks. One player who does seem very likely to leave their club this summer is Hector Bellerin. The 26-year-old Spaniard, who joined the Gunners nearly 10 years ago from La Masia, is an enormously popular member of Mikel Arteta's squad. But a succession of injuries, including a cruciate ligament rupture, over the last few seasons have seemingly left him unable to play as he once did. He now completes just 0.6 dribbles per 90, whilst the energetic and creative displays of Kieran Tierney on the opposite flank have made Arsenal fans realise what they are lacking in Bellerin. With Cedric Suarez filling in over the last few months and more recently Callum Chambers, it appears that Arteta is preparing for life without Bellerin, who is reportedly being chased by PSG and Barcelona. Mundo Deportivo claim that Arteta is preparing for that eventuality and is interested in signing Real Betis right-back Emerson this summer. The 22-year-old Brazilian is in his 3rd year playing for the Seville-based side, and has backed up 9 league goal contributions in 2019-20, with 5 this term alongside monster defensive output that sees him complete just under 5 tackles and interceptions per 90. Any potential deal, however, is complicated by the fact that Real Betis and Barcelona both co-own the one-cap right-back, after agreeing to pay around £5.1 million for him in a joint deal with Atletico Mineiro in February 2019. He is due to join the Catalans this summer, when they pay their share of the transfer fee and a further £2.5 million in add-ons. a move that new president Juan Laporta is reportedly keen to complete. If a move for Emerson doesn't materialise, however, Arsenal are said to be interested in signing into Zakimi or Brighton's Lamptey, two very strong alternatives. So either way, it definitely seems likely that Bellerin will depart this summer. We head to Manchester now, where we have some sad news for City fans. As we feared, Sergio Aguero is going to leave Man City this summer when his contract expires. The 32-year-old was told on Monday night that his contract will not be renewed, bringing to an end a 10-year association with the club that saw him score a record 257 goals and counting, helping his side to 10 major trophies, including 4 Premier League titles. Citizens chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak said his contribution cannot be overstated. Before continuing, his legend will be indelibly etched into the memories of everyone who loves the club, and maybe even those who simply love football. Man City have already announced that he'll have a statue built in his honour outside of the Etihad, along with company in silver. A fitting tribute to one of the Premier League's greatest ever strikers. Despite enduring a frustrating season with injury, sidelining him for 17 games to date, there are no shortage of suitors for the 32-year-old's signature. Todo Fijais claim that Mauricio Pochettino and Leonardo are working on a deal to bring the former Atletico Madrid forward to PSG this summer, whilst the Manchester Evening News suggests that a link-up with his best friend Lionel Messi at Barcelona is on the cards, whilst Real Madrid and Juventus are also interested. With new Blaugrana president Juan Laporta promising to target Agüero during the campaign trail, Barcelona certainly seem like favourites for his signature. But having been paid a reported €270,000 per week for the last 3 years, there are question marks about whether the club could afford to offer him attractive enough terms as he approaches his 33rd birthday. We want to hear from you. If you were Agüero, who would you sign for? PSG, Barcelona, or return to Argentina maybe? From Manchester to Madrid now, where Zinedine Zidane is reportedly willing to sell up to 6 players this summer in order to fund moves for Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. Mundo Deportivo claim that Isco, Gareth Bale and Marcelo are 3 of the names who could be facing the chop, which is fairly unsurprising given that Isco and Marcelo have only started 12 league games between them this season, and Los Blancos were happy to loan Gareth Bale back to Spurs. But more shockingly, the article also claims that the club are willing to listen to offers for Rafael Varane, whose contract expires in 2022, and Eden Hazard, who has flopped spectacularly following his €100 million move in June 2019, netting just 4 goals in 36 appearances. They also argue that Sergio Ramos could well leave the Bernabeu on a free transfer, something supported by AS, who claim Real are only willing to offer the legend a 1-year deal, with the 179 cap centre-back holding out for 2. With the player and the club refusing to budge from their demands, there is a very real chance that Los Blancos could go into the 2021-22 campaign without their captain for the first time since 2005. In terms of their incomings, whilst Harry Kane and Cristiano Ronaldo are of interest to Real Madrid, Florentino Perez views Haaland and Mbappe as their primary targets. If you can bring in any money for Isco, Bale and Marcelo, that probably makes sense, but we would be reluctant to lose either of Varane or Ramos this summer. Real fans, we want to hear from you though. Which of those 6 players would you be happy to sell, and would you rather Mbappe or Haaland? You know what to do. Currently 7th in the Premier League, 5 points behind 4th place Chelsea, it's fair to say it's been a season to forget for fans of Liverpool. But now it appears that we have some good news for them as they look to strengthen their squad this summer. Firstly, according to David Ornstein in his weekly Athletic column, the club are close to finalising a deal expected to be around €40 million for RB Leipzig's Ibrahima Konate. The 21-year-old Frenchman is currently playing his 4th year in Germany after joining from Sochaux. And whilst he is one of the most promising centre-backs in Europe, his development has been delayed by recurrent injury issues that have seen him miss 45 games since the start of last season. Whilst no one doubts Konate's quality, after all this is a player who has won 87% of his aerial duels this term and made 2.4 tackles and interceptions per 90, €40 million seems like a lot of money for a player whose injury issues have meant he has only played over 20 games in a season once. Konate isn't the only possible arrival though. Oh no, that's because the Express are claiming that Liverpool are keen to bring Turkish goalkeeper Ogurkan Sakir to the club as a replacement for Adrian, who will likely leave this summer. 24-year-old Sakir has been capped 5 times by his country, most recently keeping a clean sheet against Erling Haaland in his nation's 3-0 victory over Norway last weekend, a game the Red Scouts watched in person. According to reports, Konate and Sakir might soon be joined by Daniel Marlin, with Gazzetta dello Sport claiming Liverpool are leading the race to sign PSV's 22-year-old forward, who has netted 15 times in 26 games for the Dutch Giants this term. The former Arsenal Academy graduate is said to be on Barcelona, Juventus and AC Milan's radar as well, but Klopp's side are favourites for the versatile forward signature, which will apparently cost close to €30 million. Liverpool fans, we want to hear from you though. Would you be happy with Konate, Sakir and Marlin this summer? And who would you sell from your roster? Let us know down below. So guys, that's all we've got time for on Euro Transfer Talk for this week. What did you guys think of the stories? Do you actually see any of these happening? Let me know in the comments down below. As I said earlier, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and click on screen for another great Euro Football Daily video. And I'll catch you next time.